understand the threat by this minister who swallowed the cameras of Busasa, who's threatening his own members. On top of the swallow of Busasa cameras, there is another threat where members of parliament have received death threats from the underworld which these people are working with, that if we vote in the opposite, we are going to be killed. That development, when you wrote the letter rejecting a secret ballot, was not there. And it is on the basis of that we are rising here now. But you may want to reconsider your decision because there are these developments which were not there when you wrote your letter, Speaker. Thank you.
No, Speaker, we want to place on record that we do not agree with the approach that you have taken in terms of this vote. And we are going to subject this process to a judicial review, which will include holding you personally liable for having taken purposefully a wrong decision, which is destructive, is going to undermine the democratic rights of members of parliament. Because there is a huge difference. The outcomes, if it was secret ballot, was going to be different as opposed to what you are going to be doing now. And we have demonstrated several times, humanly possible, everything we have done to illustrate to you that what you are doing is dangerous, it's not sustainable, and it's impinging on the constitutional rights of members to exercise their right of holding the executive accountable without fear or favor. So we're going to take you to court, and you're not going to win this. We'll remind you when you come back that we have defeated you for taking irrational decisions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
We've engaged in questionable activities such as alleged laundering of money, the abduction of suspects of crime, the misuse of state resources, because the Ruperts and the Oppenheimers made you feel like you are untouchable. Today, we are touching you because you are not in the pockets of your faction or your handlers. We are touching you because we knew that white monopoly capital will use you and toss you aside. Mr. President, you should be ashamed that you have become the enemy of what so long defined your legacy. Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, we declare without fear of contradiction that you are an enemy of the Constitution of South Africa. From today, you will be treated like a real constitutional delinquent. No amount of numbers can intimidate us into silence. We have done this before, we will do it again. What if the President of South Africa is a spy? What if the spy is paid in foreign currencies? Why are the members of the ruling party not concerned to want to find the truth if their president is not in the pockets of foreign agents? What have you become so much that you are scared to hold one individual accountable in defense of our Constitution? As we sit here today, you have an opportunity to choose an individual over the Constitution of South Africa, to choose thuggerism over accountability. But all of you must know that history will judge you harshly. It is this man who held the hand of Nelson Mandela and said the Constitution of South Africa is above all of us. Today is the same man who's peeing on the... It means worse has happened in the farm that you do not want people of South Africa to know. Instead of using the process of the impeachment inquiry to clear your name, you have mobilized your party to fight against an attempt to discover the truth of what happened in Palapala farm. Mr. President, you stand accused of theft from the people of South Africa. You stand accused of violating your oath of office and of violating the Constitution. You have stashed money in mattresses and allegedly avoided paying taxes. It is now accepted fact that you did not declare millions of foreign currency kept in your sofas to the South African Reserve Bank. It is now an undeniable fact that you have engaged in paid work while occupying the office of the President of South Africa. It is an undenied fact that your answers regarding Palapala farm are unreliable because they change depending on the audience you speak to. It has become clear that you have no intention of taking responsibility for the crimes of Palapala farm, because at every opportunity you blame vulnerable staff members of the crimes, staff members who can only operate under your instructions. If you are not blaming staff, you are compromising investigative institutions and casting aspersion on those who make damning findings. You have degenerated and you are clinching to power under the instruction of a faction that is desperate to control the levers of state power at the expense of the people of this country. Mr. President, I want to remind you that I warned you of surrounding yourself with yes men and women who will ill-advise you in the interest of their stomach. I warned you that you should not allow factionalism to dictate the decision you take when it comes to South Africa. I warned you that the Ruperts and the Oppenheimers will not be there to defend you when we ask you to account for the decisions you implement on their behalf. I warned you of how patronizing factions can be because they will never tell you the truth. Now you have decided to take your very own parliament to court because you have allowed factions to guide your decision-making instead of your integrity.
Malema, JS.
Yes.
Shibambu, NF.
The vote is yes.
Mente, NV.
I vote yes.
Dlamini, MM.
Yes.
Mautwe, OMC.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I think we were proceeding on a very wrong footing. I think to call for those who have not voted because they were missed for whatever reason, it's correct. But to ask for a person to correct the vote is extremely wrong because it's not electronic voting. You are giving a wrong example. Because another example I can give is that once I voted and I put a ballot paper in a ballot box, I can't come back and say I want to correct that which I've done. But so I think that what Mahambe Lala did should be stopped because it's not acceptable.
Honorable Member, Mahambe Shala, please.
Oh, Mahambe Lala, yes.
Please withdraw that one, please.
No, I was not in. I made a mistake.
No, Honorable Member, I take serious exception.
No, it's like you saying to me Malema. I'm not Malema,
No,
I'm
but
Malema.
No. As a woman, I take serious exception to that kind of mistake.
Okay, I withdraw.
Yes, thank you.
Now, it is wrong to say a person can correct a vote. It's actually intimidating to say once you have voted and then you say to us, are you sure you don't want to correct your vote? You are in a way intimidating members of parliament, and that is unacceptable.
Okay.
So please, that thing of people correcting their vote must fall off, and then you call those who were missed by mistake to vote if they wish to do so, and we close the process. There's no option of correcting a vote.
Thank you very much, honorable members.
Allow a secret ballot, and that on its own, it's a reason enough for you to reconsider a decision on the secret ballot. The third issue, Speaker, is that there are members of parliament from the ruling party who spoke openly that they are going to vote against the dictatorship of the Minister of Minerals. What does it mean? It means that this vote has got a potential of going either direction. And because of that, we ought to protect those people, because through that intimidation, they may not be able to fulfill their constitutional mandate. So the circumstances that are prevailing now, Speaker, dictate that you provide the secret ballot. We are confident there are 60 members in the ruling party who have confirmed that they will vote for this. And those members will be intimidated if this vote is not secret.
Thank you,